For reading the book of Acts, there's no more pivotal text than Acts chapter 1, verse 8. Let me remind you of these words. These are during the days after the resurrection and before the ascension. And Jesus says to his followers, "You will receive power when the Holy Spirit has come upon you, and you will be my witnesses in Jerusalem, in all Judea and Samaria, and to the end of the earth." This text is often understood as an outline of the book of Acts. And so people have tried to say, here's where we have Jerusalem, and here's where we have Judea, and here's where we have Samaria, and then where is the end of the earth? It seems to me that that's actually a problematic way of reading the book of Acts, because there's no map in the ancient world, Jewish or Greek or Roman, that would say that Rome, which is where the end of Acts ends, which would say that Rome is the end of the earth. There must be another way to understand what's taking place. And if we remember that geography is not just, so many degrees longitude and latitude, not just here's where the river is and here's where the ocean is, but geography is actually socially constructed, then we can begin to understand what Luke is doing here with Acts chapter 1, verse 8. If I were to say to you, San Francisco or Washington, D.C., if I were to say to you, London, chances are you wouldn't immediately be thinking, let me see, where is that on the map? Chances are you'll be saying, the center of power, the center of culture, whatever it is that you associate with these major cities. If I say to you the Windy City, then you know exactly that I'm thinking of Chicago. If you say Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, the end of the earth, then what you begin to construct in a first century context is a set of concentric circles, moving from the navel of the earth, as it was sometimes thought of, Jerusalem, the place where God and humanity meet in the temple, and then moving outward with degrees of holiness and purity, so that the end of the earth would be at the very margins, far removed from the center. And in fact, Isaiah the prophet lays out repeatedly in his prophecy that the phrase end of the earth refers to all the nations or the Gentiles, so that the map, the geography that Jesus is laying out here in chapter 1 of Acts is a movement that embraces Jerusalem, but moves outward to the margins, to the seams, we might say, to the margins where we find the Gentiles. That means that as we read the book of Acts, we can think in terms of a long road trip. And we can keep asking ourselves the question, are we there yet? Have we arrived yet? The truth is, sometimes I wish churches would ask themselves that question every year in some kind of annual meeting. Are we there yet? Have we gone to the margins? Have we gone all the way out? Are we embracing those who are not at the center of our understanding of what God is doing in the world?